I am a musician of the Dark Prince. I am an instrument, a performer, a priest. My stage is war, my audience eternity, my song the hymn of sensation that never ends. You think music is notes on parchment, voices in harmony, strings struck in patterns. Number music is the scream of a dying man stretched into melody. It is the moan of a lover pierced by hooks. It is the clash of blade against bone, the gurgle of blood in a throat, the thunder of artillery layered into symphony. And when you hear it, when you cannot escape it, when every sound becomes part of the crescendo, you will know him. You will know Slaanesh. I was born on an industrial world where sound was torment. The clatter of forges, the shriek of machines, the endless drone of sirens. Men cursed the noise. They stuffed wax in their ears, drank themselves insensible, prayed for silence. I did not pray. I listened. Beneath the clamor, there were patterns. The hammering of pistons became percussion. The hiss of steam became breath. The groan of girders became drone. I found rhythm in chaos, melody in pain. I began to imitate the sounds. I carved pipes from scrap, strung wires across drums of oil, sang in imitation of the machines. At first, the overseers laughed. Then they wept, though they did not know why. My crude songs made them shiver, stirred hungers they could not name. I should have been executed for wasting time. Instead, I was taken by those who had been listening longer than I. They taught me that my music was not mine. It was hers. It was his. It was theirs. It was Slaanesh. You ask what we play. I tell you everything. Our drums are stretched skin. Our strings are veins. Our pipes are throats. Our horns are ribs. Every body is an orchestra waiting to be opened. Every scream a note to be tuned. I have pulled the spine from a man and strung it across an altar, each vertebra humming when struck. I have taken a woman's lungs, fitted them with vox, tubes, and forced air through them until her breath became endless song. I have carved tongues into reeds, stitched mouths into flutes, beaten chests until they thumped like timpani. And when the congregation gathers, when hundreds of such instruments wail at once, the sound is not of this world. It tears the air. It drills into bone. It caresses nerves you did not know you had. You will try to cover your ears. It will not matter. The song will enter through your skin, through your blood. You will feel it vibrating in your teeth, in your spine, in the pit of your stomach. You will beg for it to stop, then beg for it to never end. We do not play alone. We play in choirs. Hundreds, thousands, each voice a wound, each wound a note. I recall the first time we stood in the plaza of a conquered city, the air thick with smoke and perfume, the ground slick with blood. The captives were bound in rows before us, their throats cut into whistles, their limbs fitted with strings. At the signal, we began. The flutes moaned, the drums thundered, the strings screamed. The captives shrieked. We sang with them, over them, through them. The crowd convulsed. Some tore their clothes, others their flesh. Some collapsed in sobbing ecstasy. Others fell dead from hearts that could not bear such beauty. The soldiers dropped their weapons and clawed the earth as though digging graves for their reason. And above it all, I saw him radiant, androgynous, terrible, beautiful. Not with eyes, but with sound. His presence was the crescendo, the climax, the endless cord that split me open and remade me. After the performance, I found a boy, no more than 12, lying among the dead. His ears bled, but his eyes shone. He begged me to play again. I lifted him, cradled him, and whispered, "Then you must become the instrument." I carved patterns into his skin, tuning his body to the harmony. I replaced his teeth with reeds, his fingers with strings. He screamed, but his screams fell perfectly into pitch. By the time I was done, he was no longer a boy. He was song. I played him that night, and his voice joined mine. He wept with joy. That is the gift. We do not merely play music, we become it. Do not think our songs are only for worship. They are weapons as well. On the battlefield, we march with the noise marines, our instruments screaming louder than bolters, louder than chainswords, louder than death. The enemy tries to resist, but sound cannot be stopped by armor. It tears through ceramite, through flesh, through soul. Men clutch their ears as their skulls split from within. Their eyes burst, their organs rupture, their bones vibrate until they shatter. Yet some do not die. Some fall to their knees, their bodies racked with pleasure even as they bleed. They claw at their own skin, trying to release more sound, more sensation. Some rise again, their throats moaning our hymns, their hands beating upon their own broken chests. That is the beauty of Slaanesh's song. It slays and saves, destroys and remakes, condemns and converts. All in the same note. We musicians are never finished. Every performance is a sketch, every song a draft. We refine, we twist, we add, we subtract. No symphony is ever final, for perfection is always just beyond the next note. I have written songs that last hours, days, weeks. I have held choirs in crescendo until their throats burst, their lungs collapsed, their hearts exploded. I have dragged strings across bone until the bone powdered into dust, and still I played, using the dust itself as percussion. Each composition is unique. Each is eternal, yet fleeting. Each is a hymn not only to the Dark Prince, but to the impossibility of silence. Do you know what silence is? Death, not death of the body. For death too can sing, but death of the soul. Silence is the emperor's lie. Silence is obedience, discipline, suppression. Silence is the coffin before the grave. We destroy silence. We drown it. We crucify it upon our... Every note we play is a nail in silence's coffin. Every scream a torch in its tomb. When you hear us, you will know that silence never existed. It was always only fear. I do not know if this will be my last song, or merely another verse. Perhaps tomorrow my throat will burst, my ears will rupture, my fingers will split from too much playing. But if they do, I will not weep. I will become another instrument, another note in the endless hymn. For that is our destiny, our reward, our eternity, not to live as men, but to sing as gods. And when the galaxy itself collapses into ruin, when the stars burn to ash and the emperor rots upon his throne, our song will still echo. For sound does not die. It resonates forever. And now, you who hear me, do not resist. You feel the vibration in your chest. You feel the itch in your skin, the ringing in your ears. You call it discomfort, but it is not. It is the first note. Do not cover your ears. Open them. Do not silence your throat. Scream. Do not close your heart. Let it tremble come. Sit with us. We will make you sing, and when you do, you will understand. For in the end, you were never meant to be silent. You were always meant to be music. I remember one performance vividly, not for the music itself, but for the audience. We had conquered a shrine world, its defenders slaughtered. Its priests, the survivors were herded into the plaza, hundreds of them, gaunt with fear, lips mumbling prayers to their rotting emperor. We arranged them in tiers, their bodies fitted with crude implants, throats wired into vox, emitters, rib cages hollowed into resonance chambers, skulls drilled to amplify every cry. When we began to play, they were not merely listeners. They were instruments. At first they screamed in terror, their prayers breaking into shrieks as sound vibrated through their reshaped flesh. But as the performance continued, their screams changed. Fear melted into gasps, gasps into moans, moans into song. By the final movement, the captives were not resisting. They were singing with us, their voices ragged, their bodies trembling with a joy they could not explain. When the crescendo ended, most were dead. Their throats torn, their organs burst. But their faces, oh, their faces. They smiled. As they died, lips frozen in ecstasy. That is what it means to be our audience. Not to listen, but to be consumed, body and soul, by the music of the Dark Prince.